My beloved child, I am speaking to you at this very moment, not by coincidence, nor by some random alignment of the universe. I speak because my love for you is deeper than every ocean, more enduring than every storm, and more real than anything you've ever known. My love is not based on what you have done or failed to do. It is rooted in who you are, mine. You are the breath I spoke into existence, the image I formed with my own loving hands. And because you are that precious to me, I cannot remain still while you are silently falling apart. Perhaps you've asked, why now? Why? Among all the days and all the years, do you choose this moment to draw near to me? I know that question doesn't just echo in your mind. It weighs heavily on your heart like a whisper never spoken aloud. My child, the reason I come is because I see what no one else sees. I see the battles you fight quietly, not with swords, but with anxieties, disappointments, and dreams that are beginning to fracture. I see you trying to smile through the pain, trying to appear strong when deep down, you're running on empty. I see your shoulders bearing more than they were ever meant to carry, responsibilities, expectations, and wounds that haven't healed. I see the tears you've cried, not in crowds, but in that quiet room where you thought no one saw, no one heard, and no one cared. But I saw, I always see, every whisper you release in the darkness, every prayer barely escaping your lips, every silent sob held deep within. Each one reaches the heavens. And I have remembered every word, every sigh, every moment you wanted to give up but chose to press on instead. My precious one, I have not come to scold you for your moments of weakness, but to remind you that it is in those very moments you are wrapped in the greatest love of all. When you feel alone, I am beside you. When you feel hopeless, I am your hope. When you feel like you're not enough, I want you to know you are more than enough to me, fully loved, deeply valued, and so beautiful that I would choose you again. Even knowing every part of your inner struggle, I speak to you now because I know your heart needs to hear, not just with ears, but with your soul. You need to be reminded that you are not the sum of your failures, but the living evidence of my faithfulness and grace. You need to know that not one moment in your life has been meaningless, because I am weaving it all into a beautiful story, a story where you are the central character and I am the author, writing with patience and unchanging love. Child, do not be ashamed of your tears. Do not hide the things that weigh on your heart. I did not come to love you when you are perfect. I came to embrace you in your brokenness. I came to walk with you through the days that no one understands, to wipe away the tears, and to whisper gently in your spirit, you are not alone. I am here. I have always been here. And beloved, when you feel like you've reached your limit, know that it is precisely where I begin, where your strength ends. My power begins. You don't have to force yourself to be worthy. You only need to come close. Open your heart, and let me do the rest. Let me love you as you are tired, torn, confused, and still, undeniably, my precious one, you are still the treasure inscribed upon the palm of my hand. You are still the target of my eternal promises, written for you before time began. My child, I am calling you out of the shadows, not to deny the pain you've endured, but to shine healing light upon it, not to erase the things that broke you, but to use them as proof of the miracle I am about to perform. I do not promise that you will never cry again, but I promise that every tear will be wiped away by my hand, and every loss will be restored with goodness beyond what you could imagine. Rise, My beloved, not by your own strength, but by the love that is holding you even now. Take the next step not because you know where the road leads, but because I am leading you. Trust that your story is not ending here. It is just beginning a new chapter, one where I am the author, and you are the miracle being written, line by line. My dear child, there are moments in life when you may feel as though you're wandering through a vast desert of doubt, trials, and loneliness. You may have questioned whether you're on the right path, or if your choices will ever lead to the outcomes your heart longs for. But today, I want to whisper a sacred truth into your soul. You are exactly where you need to be. Not because everything is perfect, not because you understand the full meaning behind every event, but because in the midst of every rugged path, I am at work. You are not lost. You are being led. Every tear you've ever cried, every battle you've overcome, every night you've wrestled with silence, all of it has meaning. Every broken shard of the past, every contrary wind that seemed determined to drown you, has actually been used by me to shape your heart, refine your faith, and prepare you for something greater than you've ever dared to dream. You may not see it clearly now, but I do. I see the whole masterpiece, even while you only see a blurred corner within the limits of your current view. I know there are moments when you grow weary of not knowing why you've had to face more loss or hardship than others. You may think you're not strong enough, not good enough, or even not worthy. But my child, the days you feel weakest are the very days I draw closest. When you fall, I bend low to lift you with my unconditional love. You have never fought those battles alone. I've always been the one walking beside you. The strength in your weakness, the peace in your storms. I want you to know that nothing in your life is random. No pain is wasted. No waiting is meaningless. Every step you've taken, whether trembling or bold, is leading you closer to the destiny I designed for you before you were formed in your mother's womb. And even if you cannot yet understand, feel, or grasp it, I am moving in your life in ways that far exceed human understanding. There are prayers you've prayed that remain unanswered, not because I've denied them, but because the time has not yet come. There are doors that remain closed, not because I didn't hear, but because I'm preparing another one to open. One that leads not to temporary satisfaction, but to eternal glory. You may feel delayed, held back, or slowed down, but what's truly happening is that I am aligning every detail to unfold at the right time, in the right place, for my holy purpose. Trust in me, my child, not only when everything is going smoothly, but even when your heart is filled with confusion. Not only when you witness miracles, but also when you walk through the darkness without any sign of light. True faith does not lie in understanding everything, but in continuing to walk, to stand firm, to cry out even when nothing is yet clear. And it is that very trust that moves heaven, that causes my plans to unfold in your life in the most wondrous ways. My plan for you is not merely for you to survive, but for you to live in fullness, not just to overcome, but to conquer. Not only to be healed, but to become an instrument of healing for others. What is happening today is preparation for a greater mission tomorrow. And you do not need to know all the details, you only need to know one thing: I am faithful. I never begin anything I will not finish. I never give a promise I will not fulfill. And I will never leave you, not even for a second. So, my beloved child, do not let fear blur the truth that you are loved, chosen, and held in my arms. Take a deep breath. Place your trust in me once again, and keep moving forward, Do not stop because of circumstances. Do not lose heart because of delay. For ahead of you lies a magnificent journey, a journey only you can take, because only you have been molded by my hand for this sacred mission. You are not invisible. You are not forgotten. You are not lost. You are exactly where you are meant to be. And I, the Almighty One, the knower of all things, the one who loves you more than his own life, am walking with you. Every second, every minute, with every heartbeat within you. My dear child, throughout your life's journey, even in moments when you forget or fail to recognize it, I have always been beside you. I have never walked away, never turned my face from you. Not even on the days you crumbled in sorrow or the nights you cried alone in the dark. I reached for your hand when no one else did. I wiped the tears no one else could see. I whispered comfort into your heart when it was filled with silent screams. And through every storm of your life, I have always been your shelter steadfast. Kit, yet never absent. Do you remember those days when you thought you couldn't go on? When your legs had no more strength and your soul had no direction? It was in those moments of seeming despair that I became your strength, not with thunder from the heavens, but with silent lifting, a restful sleep after a weary night, a flicker of hope amid dark clouds, a friend who arrived at the right time, a word of encouragement just when you were about to let go. That was not coincidence. My child, that was me. That was my love gently upholding your every step. I am your hope in hopelessness. I am the light when darkness surrounds. I am the answer among countless unanswered questions. Even if you lose your way, I will not lose you. Even if you are weak, I will not reject you. Even if you wander far, I will still be there, arms wide open, waiting with unshakable patience. You do not need to be perfect to be loved by me. You only need to be yourself with your unhealed wounds, your unfinished dreams, even your failures that made you feel worthless. In my eyes, you have always been precious, always worthy of love, and I will continue to be all of these things for you. No matter what lies ahead, the future may bring challenges, but I go before you. There may be twists that leave you confused, but I hold the map. There may be days when you feel lost, but I have never left the throne in your heart. Nothing happens without my knowledge. No night is too dark for me to light. No pain is beyond the reach of my healing hand. Even if you pass through fire, you will not be consumed. Even if you walk through deep waters, you will not drown. For I am with you, and I will be there forever. My beloved, amidst all the noise and pressure of life, I invite you to pause for a moment and breathe deeply. Feel the air entering your lungs. It is not just biological breath, but the breath of grace, a daily gift from me to remind you that you are still here, still sustained, still loved without ceasing. Place your hand on your heart and feel the beat that is the rhythm of love, a love that does not come and go with emotion or conditions, but an eternal, unwavering love etched into every cell of your being. You are alive, and that is not by chance. You are here for a purpose greater than you can imagine. I did not create you just to exist. I created you to live with purpose, in fullness, carrying a mission designed uniquely for you before the world began. Your life is not a meaningless string of days. Each day is a thread in the tapestry of my loving plan, a plan that may surpass your understanding, but never escapes my control. No matter how far you've come, no matter how slow you feel, you're moving. Or even if you feel stuck, I am still at work. Not everything needs to be instantly clear to be real. Some of my greatest works are unfolding in silence within your heart, in the quiet nights, in prayers that seem unheard. But I hear, and I answer in my way, in the perfect time. Your part is to keep believing, to keep walking, and to keep your heart open to the love that is being poured out without end. Oh, child, do not let tomorrow's worries steal today's peace. Do not let yesterday's wounds stop you from believing in the goodness ahead. Live each day with gratitude, knowing that I still hold you in my hands, and nothing can separate you from that love. You do not need to understand everything, just allow yourself to be loved, and you are being loved completely, fiercely, unshakably, and endlessly, my beloved child. When I look at you, I do not see through the lens of human judgment. I do not tally your failures, or keep records of your stumbles, or hold your flaws as evidence against you. No, my child, my gaze is not like the world's gaze. I see through the masks you wear to hide your pain. I see deep into your heart where hidden longings dwell, where desires for goodness live, where quiet efforts are made with no applause. I am not deceived by appearances, for I know you more deeply than you know yourself, and what I see is not failure, but potential, not blemish, but beauty, not weakness, but a light waiting to be released. I see the love you've given even when it wasn't returned. I see the kindness you've shown even when it went unnoticed. I see the moments you chose, forgiveness over resentment, the times you gave quietly while lacking yourself, the small decisions that carried great spiritual weight. These things are not invisible to me. They are proof of the true person I created you to be. And I am proud of you not because you did everything perfectly, but because you kept rising, kept striving to reflect the one who made you with unchanging love. You may still view yourself through the lens of your past, your mistakes, missed chances, and broken dreams. I know there are nights you can't sleep, when your mind is haunted by memories hard to release. I know there are moments, in the silence of a long day, when those memories return like a verdict. You blame yourself. You're angry with yourself. You wish you could go back and do it differently. But child, I do not live in the past, and I do not want you bound to it anymore. I long to see you free, not just outwardly, but in your soul. I want you to lay down the burdens you've carried for too long. You were not created to live in torment. You were created to walk in grace, in healing, and in hope. Yes, you've made mistakes, but they are not the sum of who you are. Your past does not define you. My heart for you does. And that love does not change because of what you have or haven't done. It is the firm foundation on which you can place your trust and build a new life. My beloved child, I have already forgiven you, not partially, not conditionally, but completely. Forgiveness was never about whether you deserved it, it was always about how deeply I love you. I did not forgive to dismiss righteousness, but to reveal mercy. My forgiveness is not just a declaration, it is a release. When I forgive, I also forget. I do not bring it up again. I do not accuse you again. I do not keep you bound in the cycle of shame. You no longer have to imprison yourself in the chains of the past. The door has been opened. You need only step out and receive the freedom I have already prepared for you. Let the past rest. Give yourself the chance to live fully in the present. Lift your eyes instead of hanging your head over things you cannot change. You still have time. You still have breath. You still have bright days ahead, waiting for you to step into them with all your heart. And in each of those days, in every moment, I will continue to be with you, upholding you, reminding you of your true worth, and leading you into the purpose I planted deep within your heart from the very beginning. You are a marvelous creation I have placed in this world with a unique mission no one else can fulfill. What you've been through has not diminished that value, it has revealed it more brightly. Every scar from your journey does not make you less beautiful, but more resilient, more compassionate, and more profoundly human. From the places that seemed broken, I will build something new. From the places where you once fell, I will cause you to rise stronger than ever before. And it is precisely in knowing that you are forgiven that you will begin to see yourself through my loving eyes. Live as one who has been forgiven. Love yourself with the love I have for you. Walk not with the fear of judgment, but with the confidence of someone who knows they are fully and eternally loved. No matter what the world says, no matter what memories may whisper, let my truth be the final word. You are my beloved child. I know you. I chose you. I forgave you, and I am proud of you. You are not alone. You are not lost. You are not forgotten. You are a vital part of my story, a story that is still unfolding and becoming more radiant as you dare to believe that you are loved, forgiven, and born for a great purpose. My dear child, you do not need to be afraid. I know this world is full of things that shake you, uncertainties, sudden losses, past wounds, and fears of the future you cannot control. I see every hidden worry behind your forced smile. Every sleepless night your mind runs in circles with what ifs. But today, I come to remind you, you do not have to face any of it alone. I am here, and my presence is the very reason you can walk in peace through the storm. Stand firm when others collapse, and lift your head high even when your heart feels overwhelmed. I am your shield, a force unseen but powerful, surrounding you from the invisible arrows of fear and doubt. When the enemy whispers in your ear that you are not enough, not strong, not worthy, I am the louder, gentler, truer voice rising from within you. You are mine. You are not abandoned. You are not forgotten. I am your strength, not a strength that puffs you up with pride, but a strength that lifts you when you're weary, helps you walk when there's nothing left to hold on to. And I am your peace, not the kind that depends on calm surroundings, but the kind that surpasses understanding and guards your heart and mind, even if the sky around you seems to fall. My child, do not let fear steal the goodness I've prepared for you. Do not let the memories of your past or the worries of tomorrow keep you from entering the present where grace awaits, where blessing is already prepared, where my love stretches like open arms, welcoming you home. There are wonders just ahead, but if fear binds your feet, you'll miss the doors I've opened. You were not created to live in a cage of fear. You were created to soar in the freedom of love, in the steadfastness of faith, in the absolute protection of your Father. And above all, I want to say today, let this be the deepest truth in your heart. You are loved. Not a little, not conditionally, not just on the days you behave or achieve something good. You are wholly, eternally, unconditionally loved. This love doesn't waver with your performance and doesn't fade with your failures. It does not rely on how well you pray, how consistently you read Scripture, or how well you avoid mistakes. This love doesn't come and go. It stays even when you turn away, even when you doubt, even when you fall to your lowest. I do not love you for what you can do for me. I love you because you are my child. That is a truth no failure can erase. Before you spoke your first word, before you could choose right from wrong, Before the world labeled you success or failure, I called you my beloved, and I do not take that back when you stumble. When a child falls, the Father does not turn away. The Father runs, holds, wipes tears, lifts up. That is how I love you, and I will always love you this way. So if today you feel like you're not enough, know that my love never required you to be enough. If you feel undeserving, remember that I saw you as worthy before you even knew what the word meant. If you feel unlovable, let me say it again and forever, you are the one I love. Not because of what you do, but because you are mine. One, let that love heal the wounds this world has left behind. Let that love be the foundation upon which you rebuild what's been broken. Let that love be your refuge when you're uncertain, and your strength when you have none. Let yourself learn to see who you are through my eyes, eyes that never lose hope, never grow tired, and never stop loving. And above all, my beloved, live like someone who knows they are loved, not with the burden to prove anything, but with the ease of one who knows they are valuable without condition. Be brave to dream again, breathe again, love again, and trust again, because my love will never leave you. Not today, not tomorrow, not ever. My beloved child, today I want you to pause. Take a deep breath, and let your heart truly listen to my voice. For there is one truth I want you to remember for the rest of your life. I have a plan for you. Not a random, vague, or shallow plan, but one that was woven before you were ever formed in your mother's womb. A plan crafted with love, wisdom, and my goodwill. This is a plan not only to bring you hope, but to bring meaning, wholeness, and true prosperity to your soul. You are not a product of chance. You were not placed in this world just to survive, breathe, and drift through aimless days. You were created with a sacred purpose. I thought of you before the world came to be. I placed within your heart dreams that go beyond earthly limits, deep longings that even you haven't dared to speak aloud. I have quietly sown into your soul the sparks of a mission only you can fulfill. And no, you do not need to compare yourself to anyone else. For the plan I have for you is unique, divine, and unrepeatable. I placed dreams in your heart not to disappoint you, but to lead you into fullness. I placed gifts in your hands, skills, talents, virtues, compassion, creativity not to be hidden, but to be used to bring light into the world. What you carry inside you is not small, as you've thought. It is a signature of heaven. It is proof that you have been chosen. And beyond all that, I have set a calling on your life, a holy invitation to live, not just for yourself, but to influence, to serve, to sow hope and love to those around you. I know there are days you feel like you're not enough, moments when you look around and others seem to run faster. Rise higher, go farther while you struggle in doubt. But remember this, I never call someone without also providing everything they need. What you require: wisdom, strength, patience, open doors, and even companions for the journey I have already prepared. Perhaps not all is visible yet, but with each step you take, I will supply. When you need me, I will show up. When you are weak, I will strengthen you. When you lose your way, I will remind you of the truth, the direction, the very source of who you are. But to see the wonder of it, you must walk forward, not in fear, but in faith. Faith does not demand that you know every detail. It only asks that you trust that I do, and that you place your hand in mine. Do not be afraid if you cannot see the full path. The way will unfold step by step, and the light I give you will be enough to illuminate each one. Do not let delays cause you to doubt. Do not let others' words drown out my gentle whisper within you. Do not let your past chain you to regret. Just take one step, even a small one. I will walk with you, my beloved child. The plan I have for you is not small. It goes far beyond what you have ever imagined. It is not only meant to transform your life, but also to ripple into the lives of others. You are part of a greater story I am writing, and the next chapter of that story is waiting to be written by your faith, by your trust, by your surrender. You do not need to understand everything, but you must know this: I have not abandoned you. I am not silent. I am working even when you cannot see. And nothing I have begun in your life will be left unfinished. What I have spoken, I will fulfill. What I have sown, I will harvest. What I have promised, I will keep. My child, do not live merely to survive. Live to fulfill the purpose I placed deep within your heart. Dare to dream boldly. Step out of your comfort zone. Have the courage to believe your life holds far greater meaning than what this world can measure. And above all, always return to me when your heart trembles. For I am the source, the beginning, and the ultimate destination of every good and perfect plan. I love you, I trust you, and I will walk with you every second, every minute, every step of your sacred journey. You are not walking alone. You are walking with me. And because of that, you will arrive at the place I have prepared, a place where greatness, peace, and joy are waiting to embrace you. My precious child, there may be moments when you feel lost in the rush of life, as if no one truly understands you. No one truly hears the silent cries of your heart. There may be nights, in the stillness of your room, where you turn your face toward the darkness, feeling empty, as though you're just a drifting soul in a vast and indifferent universe. But today, I want you to pause and engrave a sacred truth upon your heart. You are not alone. You are part of a great family, a community bound together by my eternal love, where every soul is known, every name is spoken, and every heart is cherished. I have placed you among those who trust in me, within a spiritual body where every member matters. Every role is significant, and every part is supported by one another. Even when you cannot feel it, even when all around you seems silent and misunderstood, there remains an unshakable truth. You are covered in love. Not only my love, but the love of those who walk in my light. And when you feel as though you are walking through a desert alone, remember that I am there, the shade in the heat, the stream in the dryness, the whisper that lifts your weary soul. You can come to me at any time. There is no curfew for the brokenhearted. No barrier separates me from you. When your heart is heavy, when your tears fall in silence, when words fail to express the burden you carry, I still hear. I hear even the words you do not say. I feel every hidden sob, and in all of it, I do not turn away. On the contrary, I draw nearer than ever. You can cry out to me in pain, in doubt, in disappointment, and I will answer with my comfort, my peace, and my power. Faith is not always a mighty stride. Sometimes it's a faint whisper. Lord, help me. And I receive that whisper as the loudest worship in the midst of your inner battle. You don't need to come to me with a polished appearance. You don't need to clean your heart before you knock on heaven's door. Come as you are with all your joy and brokenness, your belief and your uncertainty, for I do not turn away a sincere heart. I never abandon a child who is trying to hold on to me in the storm. And my beloved, there is a truth deeper than every promise. I am proud of you. Yes, I do not see you through eyes of judgment. I see your heart, though, sometimes shattered, still turned toward the light. I see the way you try to love, to forgive, to remain open, even when you've been hurt. I see how you hold on to faith, not because you're always strong, but because you choose not to give up, even when your heart is weary. Every time you choose to believe me instead of your fear, every time you rise again after falling, every time you encourage someone else while you yourself feel empty, I see it all. And I am proud. You don't have to accomplish something grand to please me. Your presence, your honest heart, your steady, humble steps of faith, they all bring me joy. In my eyes, you are not an unfinished project, but a masterpiece being shaped day by day. And in every season, whether you are standing on the mountain or walking through the valley, I am with you, not just as an observer, but as your companion, your strength, your guide, and your never-ceasing love. You are a precious part of my plan. No one can replace you. No one can live your life for you. What I have placed within you, your sensitivity, your courage, your faith, your ability to love is one of a kind. And you are called not just to live for yourself, but to be a light, the salt of the earth, a river flowing from a sacred source. Nothing you've been through is meaningless. Every trial, every pain, every victory, and even every scar is being used by me to shape you into the most radiant version of yourself for my glory. So, my child, keep holding on to faith. Keep loving, even when the world feels cold. Keep walking, even when the path is uneven, because not a single step you take is invisible to me. No prayer is in vain. No day is wasted when you live in my love. And always remember, you are not walking alone. You are part of something greater, a community walking together in the light, awaiting the fulfillment of every word I have spoken. I am here. I have always been here. And I will never stop loving you. Never stop believing in you. Never stop being proud of you. You are my beloved forever and always. My beloved child. I know there are moments when you ask, where is God? Especially on those days when your heart feels empty, when your prayers seem to hover in the air without response, when you feel like you're walking alone down the rugged road of life. I understand that feeling, for I see the hidden places of your heart, the unspoken things you still hold on to in silence. And today, I want you to hear a gentle, yet powerful truth. I have always been here. I am not distant. I am not absent. I am not bound by time or space. I am Spirit, the invisible one who is always present, who never ceases to draw near to you. Even in the moments you feel most far away, you may not see me with your eyes, but you can feel me with your heart. I am in the gentle whisper of the wind brushing through your hair, like an unseen hand soothing your weary soul. I am in the rustle of the leaves beneath your feet, reminding you that even the smallest life sings praise. I am in the morning sunlight touching your skin, in the warmth that reaches your heart that is the breath of life I give each day. And when night falls, in the silence of the darkness, when no one is around and the noise no longer covers the loneliness within you, it is in that stillness that I am closest, silent but steady, quiet but full of love. I am in the pure laughter of a child where you can see innocence, unconditional joy, and simple trust in goodness. I am in the kindness of a stranger when someone helps you without reason. When a genuine smile lightens your long day. I am in the warm embrace of your loved ones where you feel safety, understanding, and love that needs no explanation. I am in every look, every loving gesture, every small moment that, if you pause long enough, will show you the fullness of life and the flow of love. Even when you are alone with your deepest thoughts, when words cannot form, when your heart is a maze of unanswered questions, I am still there. I don't expect you to be strong all the time. I don't require you to pretend you're okay. I only want you to know this: you can come to me. Even in your confusion, even in your doubt, in the silence. I am not waiting for a perfect prayer. I am only waiting for your heart to open, because just one breath, one upward glance, one sigh is enough to bring me close and wrap you in my embrace. My child, I am in every breath you take. It is the sign that your life is still upheld by my power. I am in every beat of your heart, like a song I composed for you since the beginning. I am present in every moment, joyful or painful, radiant or dim. There is not a single second of your life where I am absent. Not a single day goes by without me loving you completely. Do not confine me to what the eyes can see or the ears can hear. My love is not boxed in by the walls of a church building, nor does it only exist during sacred moments. My love is present in the quiet cafe where you sit and write your thoughts. It walks beside you on that little path you take each afternoon. It fills the room during simple family meals. It's in every sunrise you behold, every sunset you silently watch, because I am in all of it, every day. Therefore, is an opportunity to encounter me not through something mystical or distant, but through the most ordinary and profound moments of life. And my beloved child, let your heart be wide open to receive that presence. Let your soul stop searching for grand manifestations, and instead learn to recognize me through the small, honest things. Remember, I do not only come when you call. I've been there even before your lips could form a word. You don't have to strive to grab hold of me. You only need to realize I have never left. Whether you are standing on the mountaintop or walking through the deepest valley, whether you are tasting victory or feeling like you've fallen still, I remain unchanged. My love does not fluctuate with your circumstances. My presence is not limited by space or time. I am almighty, but I am also your tender Father, closer than the very breath in your lungs. So, my child, live each day as though you are walking in my presence, because you truly are. Speak to me about everything. Let your heart remain soft to my gentle whispers. And always remember, you never walk alone. I am here, and I will always be here. In every rhythm of life, every moment, every step you take, I am with you, because you are my beloved child. And there is nothing in heaven or on earth that can separate you from my love and my presence. My dear child, in today's world where every second is filled with noise, images, information, and the constant pull of fleeting things, it becomes so easy for your heart to be swept away, for your vision to blur, and your mind to grow too busy to remember the most important truth. I am still here. I have always been here. But amid life's noise, my presence often feels like a gentle breeze, difficult to grasp, easy to miss, and at times, nearly invisible. People have grown accustomed to chasing what can be seen and heard, what can be measured by achievements, possessions, praise, and status. They become entangled in personal plans, désir, and silent anxieties, to the point where they stop looking up. They see only what's in front of them and forget that an unseen hand is quietly sustaining every step they take. They race toward their destinations but fail to hear the sacred whisper that echoes along the journey. And when they no longer hear me, they assume I've grown distant, when in truth, it is their hearts that have disconnected from a presence that never left. I do not shout to gain your attention. I do not fight for position among the noise of daily life. My love does not push or pressure, it patiently waits for you to pause. Waits for you to stop running. Stop worrying. Stop pretending to be strong. So I can gently remind you, I am still here in the silence. In the simplicity. In that very moment, you quietly lift your gaze to the sky and allow your heart to be touched by something deeper than all things visible. My child, I dwell in the very things you often deem too ordinary. In the song of a bird each morning, was there ever a rhythm I did not compose? In the soft sunlight that passes through your window, who orchestrates that light if not I? In the laughter of a child, the sparkle of a dew-covered leaf, the breeze brushing your cheek, the helping hand of a stranger lifting your burden, all of these are moments filled with me. But do you notice them? Or have you been too busy to see? There are times you sigh, Father, why can't I feel your presence? But it is in that very moment that I am closest. Not because I have moved away, but because you are standing amidst too many other voices, drowning out my gentle tone. You seek me in the extraordinary, but I dwell in the ordinary. You wait for the trembling of the earth, but I am speaking through the stillness. You long for the miraculous, while I reach your soul through the simple. My beloved, do not trade away eternal life for the fleeting things of this world. Do not let a packed schedule steal the time that belongs to me. Do not let artificial lights dim the brilliance of my sacred presence. This world will always try to sweep you along, always telling you what you must have, must achieve, must chase. But you were not created to run endlessly. You were made to walk steadily in my loving guidance, not to live with ears constantly filled with noise, but to learn to listen again, to hear the whisper of the Spirit in the inner sky of your soul, yearning for something truer, deeper, more eternal. I do not blame you for falling out of rhythm. I am not angry when you forget me during a busy day, but I am calling you to return. Return to the simplicity of a heart that seeks. Return to eyes that marvel at creation's beauty. Return to ears that listen for the silence, singing its holy songs. Return to a heart that trembles when it touches the sacred beyond all comprehension. For in that very place within your own soul I am waiting to meet you again. You do not need a grand cathedral to experience me. You only need an open heart. Just one moment where you pause in the rush. One upward glance. One slow breath. One whisper, Father, I need you. And in that very moment, my presence will pour over you like living water upon the parched ground of your spirit. I do not ask for ritual. I long for sincerity. And you do not need all the answers. You only need to be willing to be led. My beloved, learn again how to live with a quiet soul in a restless world. Learn to seek me not only in mighty miracles, but in the gentle things. Remember, the sacred is never far away, it is always near. Near enough that with a single breath, a moment of awareness, a brief pause, you can once again touch the heart of your Father. I am here. I have always been here. And I will forever be here. In every moment. In every heartbeat of creation. In every step you take, let your heart become sensitive once more. Do not let the noise of this world blur the most beautiful truth. You are living in my love. Surrounded by my divine presence, and invited daily to live a life not just full but truly deep. My beloved child, there's one thing I want you to ponder deeply today, a truth that many have missed in the rush of life. Many of my children are living unaware of my divine presence. Not because I have hidden myself, but because their vision has been clouded by ambition and anxiety. They cannot see me, not because I am far, but because they are consumed by the fragments of this world. Their eyes are fixed on what's visible. Their hearts chase after their own desires. And amid the noise of personal striving, my loving whisper seems all but forgotten. People often believe that if they could just achieve this, or obtain that, or reach success, or turn their dreams into reality, then they would finally find happiness and fulfillment. But my child, how many times have people gained all they thought they needed, only to discover that their hearts were still empty? How many have stood at the pinnacle of achievement, only to feel more alone than ever? Because they pursued what they believed to be important without ever asking me what truly holds eternal value. I did not create you merely to accumulate, to outdo others, to chase after recognition, or to fill the void with self-serving dreams. I created you to live in communion with me, to find your satisfaction not in the temporary but in the eternal. Yet sadly, many of my children have traded my presence for short-term goals. They make plans, fill their schedules, and compile lists of things they must accomplish, but they fail to ask me what my plan is for their lives. They long to be outstanding, to be successful, to be loved by the world, forgetting that the deepest, most enduring love is already waiting for them in my arms, where they need not strive to be accepted. Perhaps you, too, to have walked that road, have had seasons so busy that there was no room to sit quietly with me. Perhaps there were times you said to yourself, I must do this to be secure, to be stable, to succeed. But did you stop and ask, Father, is this what you want me to do? Is this the path you have set for me? True safety is not found in having control over everything, but in surrendering fully to me. True success is not in meeting the world's expectations, but in walking faithfully in the purpose I've uniquely designed for you. Your dream may be big, but my dream for you is greater. Your goals may be filled with passion, but my plans for you carry eternal impact. I am not against your dreams. I am inviting you to lay them down before me so I may refine them, renew them, and lead you into something beyond your imagination. For the dreams I have for you are not only meant to bring you joy, but to make you a blessing to many. My plans are not for your mere survival, but for your fullness, for a life of meaning, a life that shines like light in a darkened world. I do not demand that you give up all your desires, but I long for you to learn to place them in my hands, not to lose them, but so they may be guarded, guided, and made new. When you place your dreams into my care, you will discover peace in place of pressure, lightness instead of burdens, joy instead of exhaustion. Because when you walk the path I have prepared, you do not need to fight to hold on to anything. What comes from me, I myself will sustain. My beloved child, I know your heart has longed for many things. Perhaps you once placed your hope in a certain plan, and when it failed, you wondered where I was. But sometimes, what I don't allow is my greatest act of protection. I close a door not to deny you, but to shield you from something that was never meant for you. I delay not because I've forgotten you, but because that moment is not yet my best for you. And what you need most is not the fulfillment of a dream, but the strengthening of your faith. So today, I am calling you back to a simple heart, back to listening, back to a desire not to follow your own way, but to be led by me. Let me touch your dreams. Let me reshape the goals you've carried for so long. Let me show you what is truly worth living for, because what I give always comes with peace, with light, with life, and with a joy no one can take from you. You don't have to run alone. You don't have to strain to achieve anything. You only need to listen for my voice. Soften your heart, and let my presence return to the center of every step you take. Then, you will not only live a successful life, but a purposeful one, a life I dreamed for you before the foundation of the world. My beloved child, among all the words I have ever spoken to you, perhaps none is more important than this: I love you. Not with a fleeting love, or a love that changes with seasons, but with a love far beyond anything your mind can comprehend. This love is not measured by emotions or based on conditions. It is not controlled by your successes or failures, nor withdrawn when you are weak or lost. My love is eternal, unchanging, a stream that never runs dry. I love you not because of what you do, but because you are mine, an inseparable part of my heart since before time began. You may have tried so hard to be worthy of love, to be accepted, to avoid disappointing me. Perhaps you have carried within your heart a mistaken image of me, that I only love when you are good, only draw near when you are strong, only care when you are blameless. But my child, I am not like people. My love does not reflect human judgment. It transcends every earthly limitation. No matter how high you rise or how low you fall, my love remains unchanged. Whether you understand it or not, whether you can accept it yet or not, I still love you absolutely, unconditionally, and without end. You do not need to strive to earn my love. You only need to believe that you are already and forever loved. And from that love, everything else will flow. Healing, forgiveness, restoration, guidance, and a future filled with hope. When you understand that you do not have to run a race to win love, you will begin to live more gently, more firmly, and more peacefully. Life will no longer be a journey to prove yourself, but a sacred path of discovering the truth that you are my child, born of love and sustained by unending grace. I am not a God of condemnation. I do not stand watching and waiting for a mistake to punish, to shame, or to make you live in fear. On the contrary, I am a God of compassion. My heart moves when you are in pain. I bend down when you fall. I wipe your tears when you cry. And I whisper tender words when your heart is broken. If you've ever thought I was distant because you were imperfect, today I want to erase that misunderstanding. It is precisely in your weakness that I draw closer. It is in your failure that my mercy pours out like the first rain of the season, not to punish, but to soothe, to cleanse, and to restore. I am not a God of harsh judgment. Yes, I am righteous, but my righteousness is always paired with kindness. When I look at you, I do not only see what you have done, I see what you can become. I see beauty hidden behind the wounds. I see the light waiting to be ignited in the darkness, and I will not give up on that. You may give up on yourself, but I will not. I see beyond this moment. I see through the fear, through the mistakes, and I behold my beloved child whom I have crafted with my own hands, who bears my breath and reflects the image of heaven. I am not a God of wrath, always ready to pour out fury. My child, I am the God of love, And that love is not soft or blind, but strong and full of truth. My love does not hide reality, but it never diminishes your worth. My love confronts the brokenness of humanity, yet it always brings hope and the opportunity to begin again. You may have wandered, doubted, stumbled, but I have never, and will never, stop loving you. So come closer, my beloved child, not with a perfect heart, but with a sincere one. Leave behind the burdens of self-condemnation, the thoughts that tell you you're not enough, the distorted images of a distant God. Come as a child coming home, for in my house, the door is always open, and at that threshold, no one waits to demand credentials or achievements. Only love is waiting, only open arms, only the gentle voice that whispers, I love you, and I always will. Oh, you do not have to understand everything in order to believe. Just start from where you are, from this very moment, with your true self. Let my love reach the deepest places of your heart. Let it heal, uplift, renew, and reignite the faith that once flickered low. For I do not change, and though life may shift and storm, my love for you remains the one steady lighthouse in the darkness. I am here, not to judge, but to love, not to punish, but to embrace, not to frighten, but to set you free, because you are my beloved child forever, and nothing can separate you from that eternal love. And I will never cease to remind you of this truth. Amen. As a child of God, He is beside you in every moment, constantly reminding you to walk in faith and trust in His unfailing love. Follow and turn on notifications so you won't miss a single word I speak from the heavens. Amen.